he covers the history of sports cards with just what we've seen so far, and we've barely scratched the surface, apparently.
So for me, like, I love the color coordination. I'm never gonna go after the whole monster set, but I love getting the Hall of Famers.
This is just ridiculous, man.
Last time on Chasing Cardboard, we meet Ben, a huge collector, excuse me, curator in Austin, Texas. As you're soon going to find out, it's proving to be one of the most extensive collections we've ever seen.
So I think we can come up with a really cool solution to your problem. We're at what, 1,000, 1,250, and this one, $100.
So I'm at 1,800 for all of it.
What are we doing here, man? What's going on? This is...
What else is there to see?
Oh boy, now you've done it, Mike. Ben was just itching to show us the insanity that existed outside of sports cards.
I just don't know what to say about some of this stuff. I mean, what got you into this real quick? And then show me some of your cool stuff.
For me, these books represent our family's beliefs. These are written expressions of what we hold near and dear, the way we live, everything that's important to us. So I love the way that people over history have interacted with these things and maybe drawn the intersection between faith and life or offered commentary. These are just super seminal, important, classic works. So like Mike has the beast. This is my theological beast.
This is Ben's historical book and manuscript collection. He's getting ready to open up books that carry an enormous amount of meaning over the past 500 years. Some of these texts were even outlawed during their time, and they carry a depth of meaning that you don't often find in collections.
This is vellum, this Blaise Pascal, this is a 1665, so this is like a lambskin.
Blaise Pascal is incredibly significant in the Christian faith.
Yes.
Because of?
Well, he's a philosopher that spoke to many things. He published 66 books. Most people know him for Pascal's Wager, but he contributed in so many ways to how do we take life, how do we take theology, and how do I speak to this in a present way? So incredible thinker. I love to collect in the raw, so like the Broken Spine, the Geneva Breaches Bible, 1599. This is significant because this was the first time the Bible was in English in a small carrying capacity, and it has a margin where they actually offer commentary. This was the first time it was ever done. It actually got outlawed, and it was illegal in 1600. So all of these are typically dated to 1599 to not be illegal. This is a 1583 copy, so it's hard to find one that's earlier, but like this would have come over to the US and this would have been something that's so important to somebody. But like, look at this. This is Augustine's City of God, first edition, even though he's writing in the 400s. So some of my favorite, I love John Calvin. So John Calvin's Institutes, this was revised many times throughout his life, but the first edition he produced, he was 28 years old. The Reformation's happening. He's one of my heroes, and his emphasis on the doctrines of grace, the sovereignty of God, the bigness of God, he is super influential to us. So to have his most important piece, I've got another version here. This is a redone binder this was a Puritan, George Isaacs. It's from his personal collection, but that's a really special book for me.
Just to know, like, some of these books, especially the Bibles, they went on a trail. They went on a journey.
Let me show you
one. It's
one.
not like a card. This is like people died for this.
That's exactly right. This is one of my personal favorites because to your point, this does represent a journey. So the Wends are a Slavic people out of Germany, and they came to the US out of religious persecution. This is 1850s. They come to Galveston. They lost a huge percentage of the people on the way. They went to Houston. They eventually came to Central Texas, and they had to sell everything they had. They could only take with them the stuff that they could carry. And so this was the Bible for that community. I mean, look at this thing.
Goodness.
And this came with letters that were from the pastor to different congregants. And so just having that history to go along with it, you just picture like this is one of the most important things we have. This is guiding our community. This is guiding our faith. And so like there's just so much story. It's not just what this is and what it represents. It's meaningful to me. Martin Luther Table Talk, 1567. He would gather his students and he would give them lectures, and they would take in notes, and eventually they put these together.
That's 500, almost 500 years old.
You gotta hold this thing. It's incredible.
500 years old.
Faith, it's such a big deal to my family. It's really everything to my family. And so I personally love to collect historical documents, books, anything that kind of captures the history of these fundamental beliefs that are core to who we are as a family and how we live life. And so this is a handwritten sermon from Charles Spurgeon.
That's not Spurgeon there, is it? Is that Spurgeon?
It is.
Okay.
Yes. The Prince of Preachers in London. What an incredible ministry he had. Died pretty young, but just an incredible guy. So what he would do is he would write out his sermons, and then he would send them to print, and they would get printed, and then he would do hand edits, and then they would go out into the printing. When something was produced that my family says, yes, that's it, that represents what is core to us, and I think it's really fun to have that. I think it's fun to make it a part of our family. I like my kids to see that those are the things I'm interested in, to have them around the house. That's where you go from collecting to curating. That's where it becomes more than a hobby, and you're actually building something into your family for the future.
What does it cost to get into this world?
Good question. It's like sports cards where you've got low end and high end, and it's based on condition. So some people really care about, is it original cover, is it not? Some people care about language. The English stuff is more expensive than the Latin or the German. It's all about what you want and what you collect. But typically, it's just like sports cards. The lower stuff is going to be hundreds, and the more expensive stuff is going to be thousands.
Okay. That actually is cheaper than I thought. Like, we're talking thousands for some of the crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Like, what would you have guessed?
Oh, I would have guessed 10,000 plus for almost everything here. I think about the age of some of this stuff.
I know, but people
and
don't.
The rarity.
The demand's not there.
So, man, I guess I get it.
I see. I don't plan to sell these.
Not that I didn't believe Ben, but I was curious what the historical Bible market looked like on eBay. There was a lot more activity than I was expecting.
I don't think that my kids will necessarily love this, but for me, having these as a reminder of what's inside of it, maybe they will over time, because they'll have the same value. For us, that represented what was really important to our family.
I like that a lot.
Are you curious about more behind the scenes info on chasing cardboard? Do you gravitate towards reselling or maybe uncovering more tips about running an online business? Well, join our free email list. We share tips, thoughts from the road, and even some of the secrets that we've learned while chasing our dream. Click the link in the upper right corner or in the show notes below. Back to the show.
I just love to think of all the hands that's been through over the years.
Right.
I think they could have done better.
Sure.
Honored Mr. Cobb a little bit more.
That looks like a grumpy
old
old
dude.
man.
I know.
I love character of stuff. Like, that stuff doesn't bother me on a card like this.
Right.
Because there's a story there. This is 100 years old.
Yeah.
He's got all kinds of genres and pre-war and 50s, 60s, 70s. There's just a lot. He covers the history of sports cards with just what we've seen so far, and we've barely scratched the surface, apparently.
I know. I love Walter Johnson and Chrissy Mathewson. They're probably the guys I collect the most. I love watching the old slow-mo clips of Walter just swinging it, and picture what that's like. Nobody had ever seen that before. But just, it'd be so fun to have him pitch today to see how he would do. But I love collecting their things.
Huh. Anything, Ty? Nothing?
51 Mantle,
Oh, terrible.
86 Jordan.
The first graded card I actually pick up is the 54 Johnston Cookies, Hank Aaron. Not everybody knows why this is a significant card. I'm impressed that you have it. So cool. Where'd you get this?
I bought that on eBay a few years ago. I just, the discussion about it being his true rookie card, I just think it's incredible. I love the shape of it. I love how it's different. I had all of the other ones except Aaron, so I was on a quest. I had to have it.
I love it. Absolutely love it. I don't own this card yet. There's probably, I gotta be careful. Julie's gonna be like, remember my budget limit?
Julie doesn't need to know about this.
I agree.
How does your wife support this?
It happens here.
How has that conversation been for someone who curates so much of this stuff? How have you maintained a healthy relationship with your spouse?
We have I think it's a unique situation where you have to ask her. I think she's actually happy that I have a positive hobby that I can pour my heart into. She sees the packages come in the mail and all that stuff, but she's really supportive. She's great.
I got to ask you about this because I think we talked about it briefly, this Redman series. Where did this come from?
That came from your site.
This came from Harlan, right?
It's come full circle. Cards that were purchased over a year ago in West Virginia ended up making it all the way here to Austin, Texas in Ben's collection. Man, I love what we do.
Yeah, so I love those, and I've been picking them off. And then on your site, when I saw that, I'm like, I have to have the whole thing.
Yeah. There's so many cool Hall of Famers in there, and just, it's a great image. They're bigger, right? It's more bold.
Yeah, and I love some people collect it with the coupon. For me, it's just fun to have them, but what a great set. In 1989, Upper Deck came out, and those cards were super hot. Ken Griffey was a big rookie, and my mom gave me one pack in my stocking. And so I'm sitting there on Christmas Day, and I'm thinking, you know, what if it's like Willy Wonka? And I open it up slowly, and I had the Griffey, and I was so excited. And there's a local card shop called Big O's. It was in Austin, and we went, you know, once a month or so. And my dad came with us one day, and he's in the store, and he's just like, you know, that guy really hasn't done anything yet. You know, look at old Teddy Ballgame there, 54 Ted Williams, and there's a Jackie Robinson. He's like, these guys have done it. These are incredible players. And so I ended up trading that Griffey for those. I think it was $50 each at the time. So I traded that 89 Griffey Upper Deck for those two cards, and those were my first vintage cards.
What a trade! The 1989 Upper Deck Griffey is as iconic as it gets, but a raw Griffey for a 54 Ted Williams and a 54 Jackie Robinson? Would you have made that trade?
I love that card. It's just a beautiful card.
I see you love it.
It's not a 52 mantle, but it's really, I love the coloring, I love the setup. It's just like an all-American pose.
So you do binders too?
Yeah, that's mostly what I collect in.
So like full sets, or what do you put in the binders?
I've got lots of full sets, but the binders are organized by era. Do you like the triple Hassans?
I do. Are you kidding? You have the Cobb?
No, it's on the wish list. I want it so bad.
That's on my list.
I love that card.
Dude, these are...
That was my dad's favorite player.
My dad was named after Stan Musial. So when I get Musials, I either go to my dad or they stay in the collection.
Okay, look at this one, Ty. Do you have that one?
Oh, that's cool.
You know what that is?
Does it come with a glove?
It is. It's a Rawlings sporting goods card. It came on a box that you would buy a glove in, and you could cut out the cards and collect all of them. There's like 5 of them total.
All right, hold up. I don't want to spoil too much, but this Stan Musial right here, yeah, that 1955 Rawlings Musial ends up in my collection, and I already sent it off to SGC. Hang on until the end to see what it grades as.
He just went back in there.
What's he coming back with this time?
I picture like this huge Narnia back there where he's walking in and pulling.
Yeah, when do we get to go back there?
Ben just left to pull some more things out of his super secret man cave, and Mike and I are left wondering 2 things. First, how much money are we going to actually have to spend here? And 2, how do we access that man cave? Hang tight, we're going to find a way.
So these are starting out 1888 Artistic Series. Allen and Ginter. This is the Cap Anson. I love it. 1887 Buchner Golds. I've got a few graded judges, but I love them in the raw case. And then the Mayo cut plugs to go along with these cases are pretty cool. Look at that Christy Mathewson, Hornsby.
Bunch of no names.
At the Magic? What was that?
No, that was a...
Yeah, that's right. It's a Magic.
Oh, that's the Magic code, yeah.
You just default.
48? 48?
Yeah, that's right. So the Z-Nuts, you know, were produced for 23 years, mostly Pacific League guys. There's 3,000 in the entire set. But I just love the aesthetics of all blue, really clean.
I love that you have a whole page of it.
That makes it look
Yeah, and then I get one more, and I'm like, oh no, now I gotta go fill up this place. I've done that so many times.
This is just ridiculous, man.
I'm thinking about this for vintage sets and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, right?
You'll see
Okay.
what it looks like.
Oh my gosh, you're expanding my world here. I love it.
So I bought the Ty Cobb from this series, and I think I put it in one of those to get graded. But I bought it from Paul Wayner's personal collection. So for me, like, I love the color coordination. I'm never gonna go after the whole monster set, but I love getting the Hall of Famers. All right, here's a few more binders. I just think it's fun that you guys are here to look through this. I've really never shown anybody. A lot of my friends aren't into cards, so they don't really care. So it's fun to be with collectors and people that really care.
Dude, we love this. Are you kidding? This is like,
I love it.
this is amazing. You're literally taking us through the history of baseball cards, at least. I haven't even seen the football and basketball.
Then you walked off?
Yeah.
And Mike said something he's never said to me before.
This is the most impressive
So
thing
that's
I've
the
ever
most
seen.
impressive
That's
binder you've ever seen.
not even close.
The curator side makes sense when you see
Yes.
the details, the colors, like caring for it, like wanting to preserve it and present it.
It's stunning. That's the word, stunning. It's stunning how beautiful it is.
There's a few that are missing there, but it's pretty close. And these are crispy.
Yes,
These
they
are.
So where do you, like, okay, you're putting a set together.
Yeah.
Are you looking on eBay? Are you?
Yeah, Facebook.
Okay.
Every time I get a nicer one, I'll replace it and put it in the binder. There's a few that drive me crazy because they've got some pen on the back or something, so I love upgrading until nothing bothers me.
So does it bother you when there's marks on the back? Because that doesn't bother me nearly as much.
No, especially because the way I do the binders, you never see the back.
right.
So I'd rather have paper loss, mark, if it presents well on the front,
Right.
because it's just for me and you.
I'm telling you, it's an encyclopedia over there. Okay, 52 Bowman, awesome.
Yeah.
Keep that. That's a really.
I know you're trying to work through some of the sets.
I am.
This one, actually, let me hold on to this one. There's 72 complete set.
Including high numbers?
Yes.
So, 72 high numbers on baseball is shocking.
Here's a 71 complete set.
Jeez.
60. Okay, look at this one. This is a 62 complete set. All the cards. This was a beast to do.
opening the front line.
Hold on. Yeah. Let me go get one more thing.
Card number 1, Roger Maris.
So, Mike, here's what you do. Like, when you're going through this and you see one that's in bad condition, you go to the good condition binder. So this kind of picks up where we left off. Okay, the reason I was...
Whoa, what just happened there?
Wait.
49 leaves. Like, oh, forget that.
Because I'll get you to the 62s,
61 fleet. Or, oh my gosh.
but just all of these sets in the good condition to fill out the other sets.
Okay.
Yeah. The 51 tops, I love those.
Man, Ben is impressive all the way around. I mean, just his ability to kind of articulate the way he collects. You don't find that very often out with collectors. They kind of just spend money to spend money. He has a reason for everything that he's doing. Very impressed with the way Ben kind of approaches curating, not collecting, curating.
Oh my gosh.
When is this gonna stop?
I don't know that it will.
62 from the binder, like if they're in bad condition, they're in good condition. In this.
Okay. This binder, these are my better conditioned ones of.
That scratch off series is interesting. But I just, all the years through the 60s, if you want the good conditioned version, they're in here.
That's a few Clementes right there.
But dude, if you're building these sets, like I have tons of these players that just, the multi-person ones.
Yeah. Combo cards, I love them.
Yeah, like, I love that card.
Do you have the 67 Robinson?
Of course.
Let me go back. That's an expensive card.
Yeah, that Carew is tough, so is that Seaver.
Okay, surely you're thinking what I'm thinking, right? Wait, what are you thinking? Well, I want to know. Add a comment below and tell me how crazy this collection is. And hit that like button while you're at it.
So, had enough cards? You guys want to go to the office?
Yes.
Let's go.
Are you kidding me?
What is happening in here?
Who are you? Good grief.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, I'm seeing a lot of Republic of Texas stuff.
Yeah,
And being a Texan,
that's right.
we're
So
proud people.
That was 9 years of pride where Texas was its own country. Spain had owned the territory and then Santa Anna overthrew it. So
Right.
for 15 years it was in this new regime. And the people that were there, it's a mix of people who'd come from the East Coast, Native Americans, Mexicans that were sympathetic to Spain, and then Mexicans sympathetic to Santa Anna. So it all went down, the whole story of the Alamo, Battle of San Jacinto, and then Texas became its own country. And then it became the 28th state in the US. It ran out of money, ran out of resources, and the US bailed it out. But I love that era. I love the war bonds to finance the war. I love the documents. These are all treasury certificates.
Bond.
I love, these are important.
$20 bill.
These are relics that are dug out of Donahoe's farm, the famous Battle of San Jacinto. I just love anything related to that time because I know what that meant. I know what happened. I know what the people were fighting for. So this is an 1850 pocket revolver, and you would dump your powder in, and you'd put your ball, and you'd use this as the plunger, and you would mash it down, and you'd basically set the whole cylinder, and that's how you would fight. But that got really cumbersome. As soon as you were out, it took a long time to reload. The 1850s, these are the dragoons. These are incredible. These were in the Civil War. So this would have been a dragoon as a guy that's on a horse. And so these would have been double. Eventually the 1860, there's a guy named Samuel Walker, and he teamed up with Samuel Colt and said, I need something that's a little bit stronger than the 1860. I need something I can shoot from a horse that's going to act like a rifle. And so together they worked on the Colt Walker, which was just a bad boy. And so they ordered, the Republic of Texas ordered 1,000 of those.
Ben's collection of Texas history should be in a museum. You can hear his passion and his love for knowing the heritage of his state. Look, I'm not a Texan, but I'm really starting to appreciate the history.
The Colt 45, so this is a first edition. There's no firing pin, so you can shoot it. But this is an 1870 first edition. This is beautiful. So these are original 1866 Winchesters known as the Yellow Boy. And then this is the famous gun that won the West, the 1873. Everybody had one of these. But if you think about it, before that, you had these flintlocks. So those are 1700. And you had to load it, and it took forever, and it's one shot. And so what's fascinating is Oliver Winchester owned a sewing factory, and the Volcanic Arms Company was going out of business. And so he put together an investor group and bought it. Benjamin Tyler Henry was the machinist, and he came up with the Henry rifle. And that was the first. I don't have one. I'd love one. They're start at 30K, but it doesn't have one of these. It's just the barrel, and it holds 17. And that was a game changer. So even at the end of the Civil War, people would spend their whole years of paycheck to be able to shoulder 17 rounds, but it got really hot and it got dirty. You got to play with this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that came in one motion. You're ejecting and you're reloading. So for the first time, you can sit there and just shoot. And that's incredible when you're fighting a bunch of bad guys.
So you don't have to cock it. You don't have to do anything.
And that's the beauty of it.
I mean, that essentially...
Yeah, and then beyond that, you have the Cold Lightning, which was the first double action. So you just pull the trigger and it's going to shoot. And I've got the person, Jesse James used that. We've got Billy the Kid. For me, I love going to an area of the country where I knew we were, researching the county maps, finding where we are, going to the county courthouse, pulling the documents. I love documenting all that, the photos, the stories of how do we come further west. Like for me, that's our family, and I want to capture that and I want to pass it on. And it's not only important, it's actually become a really fun hobby for me. So part of my stewardship is to collect these things and hopefully pass them on to future generations.
Oh, so this is where all the cards have been hiding that you've been bringing out to us. These are just binders of set after set.
Yes.
Oh, there's some 40 play balls just sitting there for fun.
So we've spent almost 8 hours digging through items in Ben's house. It's late, we're tired, but we all still got the itch to get some deals done. So we head back to the table for some final negotiation.
Well, the Sierra, you said was a gift, which thank you. I love Ruben Sierra.
Sierra.
So Gwynn Otto, Schmidt, Puckett, Earl Campbell rookie, and an 8, 100-ish for that, right? The Mathewson, which is kind of the piece de resistance for me. De la resistance.
Let's take another look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. Backs. It's really nice.
Okay. And you have great sets. They're my kind of sets because some of them are incomplete, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to pull some of the stars out that I don't need to kind of make it better for you so that you can resell those or do whatever with them. So I'm at 1,800 for all of it.
I think if you could get to 2,000, it's a deal.
What do you think?
I'm not interfering with your deal right now. I would prefer you to spend more money so I can spend less.
What sets are you getting? That's
partial.
hundreds of hours of collecting. I think 2K, that's actually pretty good.
Okay, you're right. It's gonna save me so much time that I'm gonna pay $2,000 and
That's how you extract pain.
that was actually a
and make
very
them
good
feel.
logic. That was brilliant
I
logic.
think back to that time, though.
I don't have to do all that work now.
I'm glad it's being rehomed to a great place, so
Well,
that makes me happy.
you know where it's going, and I appreciate it. And going through your collecting journey with you, like thinking the way you think and looking at the way you curate. Excuse me.
There you
curate.
go.
It's impressive. That's the word I'm going to use. It's impressive the way you do things, the cards you've picked, why you've picked them. It's just top notch, man.
I appreciate that. It means a lot coming from you, so thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
I have two deals that I want to work with you. Number one, I want to work a Stan Musial deal with you.
Okay. My dad's favorite player, right?
My dad was named after Stan Musial, and I've decided to do the whole Stan Musial run for him.
That's great.
He doesn't know that yet, but he's going to know that. And I have a lot of the later stuff of Stan Musial, the earlier stuff you have.
Okay.
And you have this pretty sweet True Sport 1944. Okay, so I want to buy all this from you. And then I want to do something else for you as well. But we can work them separately if you'd like right now.
Okay.
You want to do Musial first?
Sure.
Or do you want me to propose the offer here for you for everything else?
Whatever you feel best about.
So I don't know how you're going to take this, but what I've been picking up is that your ultimate goal is to build out a top 50, top 100, consolidate, and then have a couple cool binders
That's right.
and start to bring this tighter.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
That's it.
We do this for a living, right? We resell this stuff. We've done it for a lot of amazing people across the country. And I would love to resell a lot of this stuff for you. You also need a lot of this stuff graded.
Mm-hmm.
You've said that a couple times.
Right.
We've started picking out
Never
piles.
graded a card. I don't even know how to do it, so
So I think we can come up with a really cool solution to your problem. I think we can sell a lot of this graded stuff for you on consignment. We're going to maximize value, sell on consignment. We'll do some eBay lives. We'll grade a lot of this stuff through SGC, sell it on eBay Live, and we'll make life easier for you. Take some of this stuff, maybe not some of the super high-end stuff, because you're trying to figure out what you want to do with it. But this stuff here, that's kind of just on the outskirts in your sets,
yeah.
brother, we do that stuff like all day. Let's just sell it for you. Let's clear out some space. We'll figure out the number that makes sense for you on the consignment. But man, if you let us do it, I'd love to market it to our customers and let them have some fun with these cards.
Feels right to have you guys do it. I certainly can't do it myself, so I like that. I mean, at the end of the day, I end up with the chance to have a smaller collection, but I'm going for the cards that are on the bucket list, and these are getting rehomed to a better place. So
Cool.
I like that.
Check number one.
Yes.
Check number two is these Stan Musials.
Okay.
Which check's more important?
My dad's
I'm just
favorite player.
wondering.
It's so funny because our dads both, this was their guy. So.
Was your dad named after Stan Musial though? Ben, tell me that. Look me in the eye and tell me that. He wasn't.
But they thought about it.
You made that up.
I just made that up. No, so, okay.
So why don't you tell me what we're looking at here so that you can...
This is a signed exhibits from Stan. The Red Heart, which is incredible. This was all, actually Rawlings came up with these. It was part of you buy a glove and you get one. And then the 48 leaf, love it, little paper loss at the top. But this is great. Stan's just an incredible guy. So,
Don't forget the magazine.
magazine.
You brought that out of your garage, I think.
I did. I just think that's,
I don't even know what this thing is. Do you know what that is?
No, but it's cool.
it's from 1944. He's on the cover. There's,
statement.
yeah, great articles in here. Easy read. It's good stuff. This is the sort of stuff that's meaningful to me. And so knowing that that's like PC and your dad's gonna love it, like that's meaningful. Like I'm motivated to do a deal on that.
Okay. So here's where I'm kind of at with this. I value these about 100 each because they're gonna grade a 1. I'm gonna grade these. They're 1s. This one's more rare.
100.
This one's more common.
Okay.
But they're both 1s because of the creasing and stuff. Do you agree on that? By the way, I didn't even really.
I do.
Okay.
That might pull a 2. This one, that's a for sure 1 because of the creasing. But that's
So 100 US dollar.
pesos. We're in. Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
That's where I'm at with those. 100. I'm at 250.
You mean 200 total?
200 total. I'm at 250 on that.
Okay.
I don't know what you paid. I think you probably paid a little more than that.
I did.
I think market value is probably right around that with the mark.
Okay. Wow, what a clean back. Okay.
No one looks at the back.
Oh my goodness.
This is the big one here. So this one's been all over the place. I think it's about $800. This is the 48. This is a 1. This is a primo card. Okay. So we're at what, 1,000, 1,250, and this one, $100. That's gracious. I mean, yeah.
I think you're high, but that's, if you want to pay 100 for it, you're not wrong. It's not a bad price.
Okay. And then I don't know what you value this. I truly don't know what this is.
That's a gift, so let's not even include that. That's just
Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing.
$1,350.
What do you hesitate with most here?
I mean, this is just hard to find. These have they've gone up a lot in the past year. This is just special. I think if you could get to 1,400, I'd be comfortable with that.
Okay, that's a deal. $50 is nothing wrong with that. Amazing deal.
Nice cards.
Yeah.
All right, I can't wait
Hope you enjoy it.
Oh, I can't wait to show my dad this stuff.
Awesome.
Well, there you have it. Mike and I walked away with some incredible cards for our personal collections. And yes, I did grade all of those Stan Musials. Here's how they graded with SGC. The 1955 Rawlings graded an SGC 1. The 1954 Red Heart graded an SGC Authentic. But thankfully, the 1949 Bowman graded an SGC 2. All in all, it was a huge success.
Man, last night was awesome. Spending the evening, seeing how Ben approached his collection, how he ran his curation was just something different. I'm not used to seeing the thoughtful approach like he has. I'm excited because we walked away with some really cool cards for our personal collection, and we're gonna rehome a lot of these cards to collectors. We're already texting people right now about certain cards that we got from Ben. It's gonna be a really fun experience. In addition, man, I can't wait to reconnect with Ben. I mean, what a cool family, what a cool guy. I already can tell a long-term relationship's kind of opened up there.
So where are we going next?
Wherever Texas takes us.